there really was another big component that was really instrumental, which was okay, I don't talk about this a whole lot because I feel like people can kind of take the soundbite and then like belittle my entire career. Okay. And the point is this: the first company I bought ended up being my father's printing company. Okay. And the reason for that was twofold. First of all, I was looking, and so all of a sudden, when an opportunity came, he wasn't giving me anything. First of all, it was the same terms as any other deal. Number two, when the deal showed up, I realized that it was something that, number one, I completely trusted the seller. Like for my first time at bat, like I just didn't even have to worry about like, what am I missing or like any of these things. And number two, it was a significantly larger acquisition than I felt like I was going to be able to do without support of a team, right? And so the first company I bought was like 8 million in revenue, okay? And the thing is we sat down really on the same side of the table for obvious reasons, came up with a 27-step plan of how to transfer the company, worked with our CPA, worked with our attorney, and all the rest of it, and got it done. And then the second it was done, two things occurred to me. And this was 7 or 8. Number one, all of these small business owners started coming out of the woodwork being like, how did you do that? Like, how do we do that? And all of a sudden I realized no one understood how to transfer a business, even if they were in the business, right? Whether they were wanting to buy or sell. Number two, I realized something very, very interesting, which was what just happened was that all the startups that I had completely failed. And yet here I was buying $8 million in revenue by taking a big ass bank loan and writing the seller, right, in this case, a big check, and then he stopped coming to work the very next day. That's what happened, okay? And so I had a personal guarantee, I had a big bank loan, I had collateral with all the assets in the business, and then the cash flow of the business was coming in and paying down the loan. And I was like, okay, this is like a leveraged buyout. Like this is what private equity does, but like I just did it like as an individual. And my realization was everyone at the Olin Cup at Washington University running around trying to generate like their first dollar in revenue, like they're completely missing this. They're completely missing the fact that like you can just run out and acquire $1 million or $8 million in revenue, right? And so the thing is that the reason why I think that is because I had the profile of the people that get that done, which is, oldest kid, white male, dad owns a company, and is looking to transfer it, actually has enough trust in his kid to actually want to try to get it done. And believe me, he told me my whole life there was no way that he was ever going to sell me the company because I was useless, right? So eventually I was good enough, I guess. But the point is I felt like I was privileged enough to try to navigate this path on my own for 3 or 4 years leading up to this day. And then I was privileged enough to actually be someone who had the profile to get it done. And once I got it done, and once I looked at the entrepreneurial ecosystem and how we're all trying to start these companies, I realized there is like this knowledge gap that needs to close. And it was at that time, back in 2008, that like I got the idea to write the book. And it didn't come out for 10 years later.